You're rocking with the voice of town view. We put our spin on trending topics and school news. Thought-provoking, insightful, we speak the truth. We do it for all ages, not just for the youth. Listen close, you might learn something. Or laugh so hard, you split your side of something. Live stream a podcast. Whenever you tune in, it's sure to be a blast. Let's be honest, you don't want to miss that. Content so real, you're going to want to run it back. We keep you entertained while making an impact. Want boring announcements? Well, this is not that. Sports, pop, culture, political. Whatever you like, we got you covered, bro. It's a movement more than just a show. It's KSBM Radio.
Broadcasting live from Marvin E. Robinson School of Business and Management, Dallas, Texas.
My radio station.
We are KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
Hey guys, welcome back to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. I am Indigo.
I'm Culture King.
I'm Red.
I'm Violet.
And I'm Doc.
Welcome to our annual open house, you know? Yay, open house.
Yay. So how are y'all feeling?
I'm excited.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited. I think open house is gonna go well tonight. How y'all feeling about it?
I can't be nervous because, you know, like, these are upcoming freshmen, so they're not even going to see us really. Oh, and 10th graders.
I'm actually excited. Like, this is my first time on the radio, and I think this is, like, majority of our first times on the radio. So I'm pretty excited.
I'm kind of sad that we're not out there, but at the same time, I'm happy because I don't have to walk around.
What does out there mean?
Out there, you know how, like, the other people are helping out.
Like social media.
But now we're here. We're here. It's okay. So they'll come to us. We don't have to come to them.
Enjoy.
But like for me, like this isn't my first rodeo. I've done this before. I've been here, done that. You know what I'm saying? Like this is all like old to me. Like right now, like I know how you guys are feeling. Like you guys must be like, because you guys haven't done this. But it's really not that hard once you get used to it, and you guys just need to. It's just getting used to it, pretty much. So what's it called? Do you guys remember actually coming to open house?
I do.
I don't actually.
I didn't come.
No, I don't think I came.
I did not come.
I came. My experience with open house, it was actually pretty good. I went to the EBD areas, and so basically I saw all the shops, and so I knew I wanted to come here. And then I saw the radio section, and I knew like, oh, I wanted to do that. So.
Oh, actually, okay. I didn't come for the year whenever I like finally came to be a freshman, but whenever my sister started coming, or whenever the day of the open house, I came with her, and what really caught my eye was the EBD, and I thought it was really interesting. I didn't really know about the radio until like I finally got into my sophomore year. But yeah,
I came when it was like, you know, the school, and they like all like brought us here, and I was actually Miss Ham was the first person I met, and she scared me, but she was really nice. And I went to the EV section, and someone gave me free food, and that was really the reason why I chose the school.
Oh, welcome to KSBM Radio. The was the time, you guys. How are you guys doing?
Did you just say hi?
So, what's it called? Do you remember your first time, Doc?
I don't remember coming to open house. The only freshman activities that I really came to were freshman orientation that happened in the commons.
Camp, right?
Yeah, and fish camp. That was actually the only
you
thing.
guys had your fish camp in person, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
we had COVID.
We had COVID.
virtual.
It was online. It wasn't the best.
Our fish camp was amazing.
Really?
Ours was too. It wasn't
great.
there.
Yeah, and then I see like Link Crew doing all the stuff for fish camp, and it looks really fun. But like us, 2024 didn't get to have that experience because of COVID. So.
It was still fun though. Got to meet people.
Yeah, but you couldn't see their faces. Like, there were so many people that had their camera off, and it's just like, I'm not going to get to see your face until we go to school.
The award ceremony was my favorite. It was pretty funny because, like, it kept glitching. They
The
were trying to
awards.
do awards, yeah.
Online. You guys didn't have award ceremonies?
Why would I go to that?
I got an award. The thing, I didn't even think I was going to get an award.
I wouldn't even get a participation award.
Oh?
So.
They had those?
Yes. I wasn't going to get one, so it doesn't even matter.
No, I know I got an AB on a roll. But
During COVID?
Yeah.
Per?
Wait, how did you do that on fish camp?
What?
How did you get one on fish
We're
camp?
not talking about fish camp.
talking
We're
about
talking about school during COVID.
But yeah, what's it called? For me, I also had to. My first experience with the actual radio was my junior year. That was my first full year. I had my freshman year pretty much split in half because of the incident. Like,
Same.
yeah, and then what's it called? Then my sophomore year I had it all online, and I had this class, but it was online. I didn't do any of the work. Like, no, like if we're being honest, like COVID really messed up like a lot of things for us. Like my GPA was like I was doing pretty good freshman year, but then I slacked off, and then but for this class I slacked off a lot. Like if I'm being honest with you guys, but coming in my junior year I had to like step it up, and I actually had to learn the radio.
You have to hit it hard, like Mr. Roman says.
The fact that freshman year I definitely failed gym.
You failed gym.
I failed gym.
How do you fail gym?
You don't go.
Oh. I had to do it online in the camera.
Yeah.
I think that was so embarrassing, but I rather that 10 times more than like actually going. And I see them like running laps outside. So it's just like, I wouldn't want to be running laps while people are out at lunch. So I was just like, thank God that I did it online on Zoom. It was a little too late, but.
My gym class was my lunch period.
Oh.
I had gym second period, and I would like fall asleep during it. Like,
She literally emailed me and was like, hey, I know you're asleep, but I need you to come to gym.
It was so awkward, like just working out in your
in
computer.
front of the camera.
Like, sometimes I would like kick the computer.
Having to do burpees in front of the computer, like what?
No, I had to like tilt the computer all the way up where I could only see the ceiling because I didn't want them to see me.
Bro. I did that so much.
The one time I did go, there's this kid with this do-rag on, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not coming back. Because he had it. It was just, yeah, no.
I'm not gonna lie, I did that a few times too.
I'm sorry. I'm like nervous.
This is still
So
Awkward silence.
So what made you guys want to come to this school?
I wanted to come to the school. Well, first, my dad came to the school, so he was like, we went to SBM, but
That's not this
he told me about the business side because he said that he had some friends that were on the business side, and they said it was like the best. So I just wanted to come, and then a lot of my friends from middle school were going, so that's how I found out about it.
Oh, well, my mom wanted to be an accountant, and I'm like, well, that sounds interesting. So I came, but at the end, I did not choose accounting. Now I'm here sitting at the radio, but I'm not good with numbers. I wanted to be like my mom, but then I'm like, I'm not my mom, so I'm here.
What about you?
Originally, I was going to go to Woodrow, but
Same.
my friend said she wanted me to try out for the school, and then like when I went and I tried out, it kind of was like really cool because the teacher that like interviewed me, I don't think he's here anymore. It's like he was like black guy with like gray hair. I don't think he's here anymore, but he was really cool, and it kind of made me feel like family, and that's what I wanted in high school is like family. So I was like, oh yeah, and business showed me that. So
I'm not gonna lie, coming up on those last few months of 8th grade, I didn't even know where I wanted to go to high school. But my aunt went here, and so her coming here, and then the influence of some of my friends who are also deciding to come to this school, it kind of made me choose to come here. I would have went to Booker T, I'm not gonna lie, but
for what?
to sing.
Oh, you sing?
Oh, you want to sing? You want to sing?
No, I'm not singing.
Sing
I'm
for
not
like 1
singing.
second.
Yeah, no. I'm not doing that.
All I
How about you?
want for
Me, I lived in the area, and I like every day for elementary, I would pass by the school, and I was like, oh, look at this big school. I want to come here. It was like my dream. But then I realized, like, middle school, I was like, why do I want to come to this school? And I researched it a little bit more. And then, like you guys said, the business aspect of the school, like, caught my eye. And then a few of my friends, like KG, he went to middle school with me. And we were like, oh, I'm applying for business. I was like, oh, me too. So, yeah, that pretty much happened. And I just came here.
I think
Is KG still here? Sorry.
Yeah, KG,
Who's that?
Afro, man.
Oh,
KG.
KG.
Khalid?
No.
But I think another thing during the process of getting here in the interview, there was like a lot of the
A lot of obstacles?
No, the people that were doing my interview or the students, they felt like very welcoming. They were really nice, and I really like that. So I think that was like another reason why, like, I kind of wanted to be here.
I had a game today in my interview, bro.
Did you skip your interview?
No, I went. I had my interview at like probably noon, and then around like 1:30, I went to the game.
Yeah, I'm glad because my interview was like at 1, and I had 2 people who interviewed me, and they were like the nicest people that I met. I saw them in person sophomore year. They don't go here anymore, but yeah, I was so happy whenever I got to talk to them.
They graduated already.
Yeah, they graduated.
Oh my God, you guys are graduating this year. How does that feel?
Next topic.
Oh, well, like, it's kind of crazy because I didn't have my first full year until my junior year because my freshman year was cut off early, and then my sophomore year was just all online. So in reality, this is only my second year of actual high school. Like, I'm still, like, honestly, I feel like if I would have been here the whole time, I would have done a lot better. But that wraps up our small talk. It's been Red,
Violet,
Doc,
Culture.
Indigo.
and we'll see you in the hot topic.
Here's another hot topic to discuss. Live on KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
All right, welcome back to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. It's Red,
Violet,
Doc,
Culture.
Indigo.
and welcome back to Open House. And we're going to talk about, what are we talking about, guys?
Technology
Technology.
and teaching and learning.
Yes. So I feel like this has a lot to do with now present today because we see everything is on computer. Like we have PowerPoints, especially we use what's the platform that we use this year? Schoology.
Schoology.
And I feel like teaching, the way the teachers teach, is not really teaching anymore because they use a lot of technology.
Yeah, it's kind of just like them saying something and then us doing it on our own on the computer.
Right.
Like, for me, like, back in my day, we didn't have all this technology. Like I'm like, you guys are young bucks, but in reality, I do kind of agree with you guys because if I'm being honest, like, I can't remember a few things I haven't learned nothing this year because it's mostly just online. It's just like them giving out the information and we're just putting the right answer. But in reality, I haven't really learned a lot. Like, I mean, like, I can probably repeat the knowledge to you back if that's what you want to call learning, but
I can't process it.
yeah, I can't process it. Like,
Yeah.
I know the right answer, but have I learned anything?
But when you have the technology, it's easy for them to grade, and it's not them going through a bunch of papers. And then you also can't be like, oh, I lost my paper or my dog ate it, So it's easy for them to grade it and get it over with.
Yeah,
Right.
it just takes like a couple of clicks and you turn your assignment in versus like physically handing it in.
I think like a lot of us, I myself included, are very forgetful. So I think that actually helps a lot. Even though at the same time, I feel like sometimes I forget to like, oh, I submitted this, but I never turned it in. So technically, teachers still count it late.
Mm-hmm.
But I think another really important thing is how like there's some, not all teachers, but teachers that have been in the industry for like longer than younger teachers. And I feel like as we evolve, because obviously we're in 2022, and whatever's going on isn't going to be the same thing that's going on in 2023 and like 2040 and things to come. So I feel like the teachers are having to get used to the knowledge of how to use this technology, and I feel like that also has like a downside to it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, what works is what works, and although we have to move forward, if you're more likely to write stuff down or use paper, it's like you're actually having to think about what you're writing down or putting down.
I feel like technology makes it like just easy in general to learn because like you have access to information when you have technology.
Yeah, when you have a computer or a phone or a MacBook or whatever you have, it's like everything is at the tip of your fingers. Like you don't have to dig through some notes or whatever just to find what you're looking for. You can search it up on Google if you have to. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if you have technology, it's a lot easier for you to just click one thing and then boom, you've done the assignment. It's already in. You don't have to wait until the next day to turn it in. you can just go ahead and submit it right when it's done.
And then going back to the teaching aspect of technology, I feel like technology has made teachers almost lazy because they just buy assignments or find assignments online, give it to their students, when I could just go back and find the answers. Like, you're not teaching me anything. I'm just doing this for a grade, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I'm just trying to get my grade, but if you guys were to make actual assignments on your own, like doing what a teacher's supposed to do, like, I would think I will learn way more. I would be able to process all the information you're putting in front of me.
I think he has a good point because I have my teacher for U.S. history, and he, like, sometimes he uses videos, and there's, like, a lot of technology being used, and I don't really, like, learn as much as, like, compared to my physics teacher. He's, like, teaching us, and he's, like, it's him verbally teaching us, showing us how to do the math and all the calculations, and I think that's, like, not only does it interest me, but, like, I feel like it's easier to learn because I'm constantly writing down what I have to remember. And so whenever I take a test, I'm like, oh, this is easy. You know, I've been doing this for, like, the longest time, writing it down on paper, so I remember.
I think, right, like, typing it on computer is easier because when you're writing down things, well, there's kind of, like, a lot of aspects you have to think about. So whenever I write down something, I have to think about, okay, am I writing it too big? Is my handwriting legible? Can I read this when I go back? And so it's just like with computers, I feel like you're just typing, just moving your fingers. I mean, we do it every day. Like when we're on our cell phone, like we're scrolling, typing, texting, and I just feel like it just comes natural with technology. And like paper, I don't know. It's just a lot of work, or just more work.
I was gonna say when you like but when you like can't physically see what you've done or how much you've done, isn't it harder to like see what you've been taught or see what you know yourself?
I feel like you value more whatever, like, whenever you see what you've done, like how far you've come, like from the beginning, and like maybe even like when typing or online. But I feel like it's like you see it on paper and you're like, oh, I worked hard for this. My hand like started hurting, and so you appreciate what you've done and you try to like. I feel like it's a way that it helps you learn better.
And I know, like, I was joking around about you guys being younger than me, but like in reality, I think there is a big gap in between how we learned, because in elementary, like, I don't remember like having no technology. I don't know if you guys had technology, but I was learning like straight off textbooks, pen and paper, textbooks. Like, I don't even think we had a smart board. Maybe my school was just poor, but I didn't learn a lot with technology, and that's whenever my grades were the best. Like, I was like 95 and above student in elementary, 5th grade. Like, I got accepted like to so many schools, and I went to Griner. Like, no, you can laugh. I got invited to DESA. I got invited to like all the magnet schools, but I just chose Griner because I took the invitation from DESA, but then I had to do the castle project. I didn't do it in time because I was out of the country. So I was like, my mom was like, oh, you didn't do it. You gotta go to Griner now. But like, I think that's whenever I learned the most. Whenever I was textbook, paper, pen, pencil. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you were in the 5th grade out of the country? You had never mind.
No, I'm not saying I was like top in the country, but all my grades.
Oh, wait.
I was out of the country in 5th grade.
Okay, anyways.
I think what you said has a lot to do because I remember, was it 4th grade, 5th grade?
I don't know. We didn't know you.
It was, there was this program called RM City. And
I loved RM City.
I did not have RM City when
I
was
right?
in 5th grade.
You see the
I didn't even know what that was until you just said it.
Right.
Honestly, it was so much fun. I prefer Ice Station though.
I hated those.
I loved Ice Station.
When I was growing up, I had IXL, bro. IXL, cool math games, bro. The only time I really had access to a computer was when I went home and I used my mom's computer, or if I was in the computer lab at my school. That was the only time when I really had access to technology.
And like back then, it was either you had a computer at home because your parents could afford one, or you had to come to school to use a computer. So I think that also had a negative impact because if you had to do something online, you had to do research. Obviously, knowing us, we probably wouldn't want to go to the library and research through books. Like, we all know that. But I feel like at the same time, technology has been like an issue.
Yeah, but I say it like this. Now, when you think about it, like, how often after we leave school, how often are we gonna come back to those notes? Like, if you write something down, how often Like if you're a person who spends most of their time on a device or something, like if you're on your computer, like if you get on your computer to do some homework, like chances are you're not gonna hop off the computer, dig up your notes, and then start studying from that. Like especially when you can go on Quizlet or something and study flashcards. Because who's gonna actually physically write flashcards?
I agree, because like whenever you have paper, a lot of times we're so unorganized, like this generation, that we just stuff it in our backpack or we put it in our pocket or like whatever. You're gonna find it, or you're gonna even find it like at a lunch cafeteria or something. So it's like whenever your homework is on your phone, it's just like there's no excuse for you not to do it. And then on top of that, it's just easier. So it's just like technology is just more beneficial because everyone has access to it now.
I agree. Even as technology updates, like whatever you have, it's still gonna be available. Like if you search it up, it's gonna be there, no matter what kind of device you have. Whatever you're looking for is going to be there. So I feel like it's more accessible.
Go ahead, Violet.
Okay, I was gonna say 9 out of 10. I'm searching for my notes because my head hurts looking on technology, and I don't want to be on technology after I've already been on it all day. So 9 out of 10, I'm gonna go look at some notes or some paper, and I'm gonna study it like that. You know?
Yeah, I feel like you were talking about like being more effective of it being online, but actually, I feel like if I'm on my phone or I'm on the computer, I get distracted really easily. So I like search up whatever I'm searching up, and then boom, I end up not doing my homework. So I feel like it being on paper just like reminds me, oh, I need to do this. It's right in front of me. It's not that hard to pick up a pen, so I just write, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Plus, when it's online, you feel more compelled to cheat. Like Joel was talking about. You feel more compelled to be like, oh, this is easier. Let me just look this up. I'm not going to do this.
I feel like that's a personal thing, though, because, like, if, like, I feel like it depends on your personality, because not everyone, like, wants to cheat, because, like, just like how y'all say y'all want to pull out, like, y'all's notes and read and, like, look at your notes on paper. It's just, like, you can still do that online. Now, I get what you said about you're on your phone all day, like, you don't want to look at the screen. So I think I like having the option of having technology, not necessarily like everything needs to be technology based.
I agree with you in that aspect. I feel like technology almost disengages us in a way that's not good, because we're so comfortable. We're like, oh, it's just a click away. It's 2-3 clicks away. But in reality, I feel like it just doesn't help you in the long run. I feel like, personally, I think technology has like affected me a lot. Cause like thinking back, elementary me, ooh, I was on fire. Like third grade me, what's it called? I remember my first phone was a flip phone. Cause it was a flip phone when I went out of state to Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, in the third grade. Because do you guys know what Destination Imagination is?
I've heard of it.
I went to Globals. Globals in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, you were on fire. No, I feel like compared,
so hard.
I look at my grades. My mom, she's obsessed with saving my report cards from like elementary to all the way now. And like I look and there's a difference. Obviously, it's not like horrible, but there's like a big difference. Like I would be like an A+ student, and now I'm like a AB. And I feel like it's really sad because technology has really disconnected me and like made me come this far from where I originally was.
I agree. I feel like I've kind of had that same kind of conflict when it comes to the updating of technology. But I mean, in the sense that it gets updated, I feel like it's if we're talking about teachers learning or having access to the new stuff. I actually read online that there's a thing. It's called Senior Tech Tuesdays, and it's a class that informs elderly or older people about like how to use their new technology or advanced technology or whatever.
I think Apple also has that
in the stores.
Senior Tech Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool idea, because a lot of times I feel like teachers are normally older, and so it's just like they need to know how to use technology, especially now, because I feel like even though some of us don't want technology or just don't want to use technology in learning aspect, we use technology almost every day. So it's going to get bigger and more things are going to come out So I think it's just good that they have a class on learning technology.
Sometimes it is not better to progress.
It's always better to progress.
It is not. I'm just saying because, although you can progress, it doesn't mean everything works better when you progress.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you got it.
no, you got it.
All right, so touching back on the subject of like teachers' age, I feel like teachers should have an age limit until when they should teach. No, I'm so serious because there's substitute teachers that are 70, 80. There's teachers that are 70, normal teachers that are 70 or 80, and they don't understand what's going on. I feel like there's too much for them to learn at that time. I feel like they should be forced into another profession or something.
But I feel like it's not that they can't learn. I just feel like they have like this mentality of like, oh, I'm too old to learn anything new. I don't know. Like personally, me, like whenever my mom wants me to learn something, she's like, you're young. Your brain is like a sponge that absorbs literally everything and anything you hear and see. But then again, at the same time, my mom's really smart. I've seen it. She memorizes a lot of things really fast. And I'm like, wow, like not even I can do that. So I feel like old people, no matter how old, they can still learn and
Yeah, I hate the saying old dogs. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, because although they're old and stuff, it depends on the person and them wanting to teach. Like a lot of that, they're an old teacher, they don't want to teach. It also leads to the fact that they're trying to still be a teacher because teachers don't get paid a lot and they need to like stay in longer so that they can still receive, like what is it? What is it when you
pension?
Yeah. So like that's where it comes in. It's not that they don't want to teach or don't know how. It's just like, because there are a lot of teachers that are older, but they're still willing to learn.
I feel
it's just harder, but they're still willing.
I feel like it also depends, like, if the teacher has, like, a really good connection with their, like, students. Because I've seen a lot of teachers. My aunt is a teacher, and she's always telling us good things about her students and how she, like, likes her students. She teaches little kids, obviously. But I feel like it kind of gets harder whenever teachers, like, our teachers teach us. Because we can be a little special sometimes. But, yeah, I think that also has, like, a big impact.
I agree what you're saying, but if we're going based off of how we're moving today as a society, technology, like I said, is going to be like the main thing. I mean, we're already talking about the metaverse, which who even knows about that? But anyways, I'm saying like teachers are gonna need if they're gonna want to be teaching, they need to know technology.
I feel maybe like sometimes they stick to what they know because they've seen it work effectively. Like, let's say a teacher has been teaching for plus years and, like, all of their students are, like, A students. So I feel like they want to stick to their system because they know their system works. And that's why they are ignoring the idea of getting up to date with the things.
But sometimes, go ahead.
Oh, no, but that's a problem because I'm seeing that right now in my econ class because I have econ. And I need that class to graduate. And they're adding new things that's not even in the textbooks right now. Right now they added a new graph, and we need to learn it all before I take my final exam, and I need that class to graduate. And teachers that don't know technology will not be able to teach that because it's not in textbooks. The only reason our teacher's not that old, she's 40, 45, and so she's still like hip, up to date. Like she can do it all. Like, hey, shout out Miss Upshaw. So hey, I love Miss Upshaw.
Miss Upshaw is 45.
I'm sorry. No, she's not. Oh, she's 25. Oh, I forgot she is 25. But yeah, like, how is an old teacher gonna teach me that?
Okay, this is ageist.
Okay,
back
saying,
to what like.
I'm just saying that. Oh my bad.
Back to what Indigo was saying and how teachers saw how they were teaching without technology and it was effective. I get that. However, I do feel that kids are changing and evolving, and so you are gonna have to evolve the way you teach because we're a generation of technology and just new aspects. So teaching like textbooks, yeah, that could work during that time that you were teaching when you were younger, but that's not gonna work with us.
Yeah, like Culture said, a lot of the kids, especially now, like the kids who are in middle school, they're all growing up on iPads and iPhones and whatever. We didn't have that when we were their age. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they're kind of at an advantage because everything that they need to know it's at the tip of their fingers, and they honestly don't even know it. But I mean, like with this technology, there's so much that you can do with it, especially when you're learning how to operate it. Plus, with the older teachers learning how to access or use this new technology, when it comes to assigning us homework, it organizes it more. It makes it less scattered, and so I feel like that's really beneficial to those who are like a person who just needs to stay focused in one area rather than all over the place.
And then talking about focus, do y'all realize our attention span is super short?
It really is.
It's
So
super short. Why do you think apps like TikTok are getting so popular? Because they're short, quick videos. YouTube is on the downfall because their videos are typically longer. Like, when's the last time you watched YouTube? I know, but like,
I cannot stand YouTube videos.
see, like, but TikTok, you can be on TikTok, right?
On TikTok, I feel like that's the only thing. On TikTok, I feel like that's the only way I can really truly pay attention and enjoy something. Because if this video is 10 minutes long on YouTube, you're getting 5 seconds of my attention span, and I'm gone.
Yeah, I think the
done.
average attention span for a human is like 10 to 15 to.
And that's why they want to
seconds.
take away TikTok, because they feel like it's making our attention spans worse, and they don't want us to like get to the point where we don't even have one at all.
Actually, you know what? I was scrolling on TikTok one day, and I saw this video about a lady. She has like a child, a toddler, and she was talking about how like Cocomelon. This is so random, but she was talking about like Cocomelon, like the scenes change so quick, which just keeps their child focused, and like rather than like watching any other
Cartoon.
Yeah. They're like super long. The scenes are super long, and so like they like lose interest fast compared to Cocomelon. And I think that has a lot of like today, like I see that, and then I feel like that's why our attention span is like
Also,
so bad.
I read something about that kids shouldn't watch Cocomelon because of how short they are and how like overstimulating they are.
Yeah.
Just
It
like
is.
That's what I heard.
so it makes the child cry more, and they're like, oh, why is my child crying? They're watching Cocomelon. So it kind of reminds me of technology and what we do at school. Like, we're overstimulated because we're always on technology, and so it's hard for teachers to do that too, because they're trying to learn it, and it's like, oh, this is a lot. Like, I'd rather just be on paper. Like in math, they're always on paper, and you're always writing down.
So how do you what do y'all think schools should be designed? Do you think like we should have access to like technology?
Hashtag no school. Sorry.
I feel like it should be limited technology. Like, I go, let's see, first period I have U.S. history, and I use my computer. Second period I have physics, I use my computer to take tests. Third period, and it's a computer classroom. It's like dual credit, so it's on the computer. Pretty much like all of my classes, there isn't one class where I don't use my computer, where it's like we stick to paper. Maybe pre-cal, but like apart from that, we like always go on our computers and on our phones. So I feel like if I had to choose, I'd choose like somewhere where we had we would have a limited amount of technology.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
I
right
agree.
now, like are we not having fun because we don't have our phones and we actually have to talk to each other?
Actually, yeah.
But we're using technology too.
But we're
Okay,
typing.
but
we're
yeah.
not like texting like, hey,
Like
you know?
Miss Ma'am over here has been using her phone, but but no, we're having a good time, so it's okay.
Yeah. I feel like this conversation connects us more than like our
Yeah.
phones do it.
And we're actually thinking deeper because like we're being forced to, and a lot of people see that's the problem is when we were like little, we had actual dictionaries, and a lot of people don't know what a dictionary is and how to use big vocabulary words, and they're stuck to being ignorant because they don't have dictionaries, and we use technology more.
People don't know what dictionaries are.
Dictionaries
Yes.
are on
I think everyone
technology
knows
too,
what a
though.
dictionary is.
Drew,
Maybe they just
think
don't know
it's a
how to
str-
use
you
it.
can
Yeah.
you can look up
Yeah.
what a word means now.
Siri will tell you what a word means.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like, hey Siri, what does this word mean?
But
And, like,
but you don't actually learn the meaning; you just learn it for that moment.
right.
I agree with that.
I guess so. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's why we use like short words and we abbreviate more. Is because when we were little, we were using like people. That's why Mr. Jessup uses big words because he probably didn't have any technology. He was probably using a dictionary and he caught on. But no,
He probably was.
We use BRB, LOL.
And see, but that's his role. He's an English teacher, so that's kind of his role. His role is to know those big words and expand y'all's vocabulary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's an example of teachers not using technology and like wanting to help us without technology.
Probably
But I
because
mean,
they
Read a
like,
dictionary.
Maybe a new word will come out online before it hits the dictionary. You never know.
You do get new words like
Well,
on dictionary app. They
yes,
have like
because-
word of the day, and people use that to figure out.
You
new
don't see
words.
word of the day in the dictionary.
No,
do you?
it's because right.
Super
In the dictionary, like it doesn't get updated like every 3 minutes.
Right.
You have to like get a whole new version,
Yeah, it
like
comes
with
out.
all of the words, the same words, just copy and paste it into another one plus the new words. So it's just like, but at the same time, I feel like it engages you more to do stuff because like you have to personally go look. You have to find the letter, like the words, the letters that they also use, and just like.
See, most people don't know that you have to like look for the letter and then you have to look for the letter after that in the alphabetical order. See, most people don't know that. Just saying.
Yeah, I think what Indigo just said kind of allowed that to resonate in my mind. It's kind of like you do have to actually, like if you don't know how to spell a word, you have to look at, you have to look it up.
I
find
remember
those words.
actually having to buy a dictionary for school.
When
Y'all-
was that?
Oh,
Back in
yeah, like
elementary
sixth
school.
grade.
Yeah, on my school
Elementary
supply list,
middle
I
school,
had
you
a
had to- you
I had
had
a
to buy that.
dictionary on my list.
Actually,
Yeah, for
I didn't
third
have a
grade.
dictionary on my list, only for French.
Merriam-Webster.
Imagine not knowing how to spell something and you need a dictionary and you're just like, I don't know how to spell this, but I needed to.
No, and that's another thing. I see myself relying on autocorrect.
Autocorrect.
Like a lot, and I'm just like, girl, these are little words that I've literally been knowing since I
And
was
then
small.
did you
Why
know?
am I-
Oh, my bad.
No,
Did
go
you
ahead.
know that if you spell a word wrong enough, like if you spell it wrong enough times, autocorrect thinks that's how you spell it, and they automatically put it there? I would cry.
I'm not gonna lie, I turned my autocorrect off.
You did?
Yeah. Because like I would abbreviate certain words,
Yeah,
and
and
I
then
just
it makes
hate
it,
when
like,
it tries to
longer.
like
I
make
be
it
like-
something that I don't mean.
How much do y'all like abbreviate words in y'all text?
A lot.
I try not to.
Yeah.
I don't want someone to be like, oh, let me go look at the Urban Dictionary and see what this means.
Yeah,
I try to
actually
say
put
exactly what I mean.
I actually put periods to practice like
Your punctuation.
my punctuation.
No, I
No,
see-
I'm not old.
No, yeah, I know, but I see a lot of like people. They use correct spelling. Like even in Spanish, I have a friend, and like even if we like make the slightest
No
error,
inglés. I mean, no español.
even if we make the slightest error, he feels the need to like correct us.
Yeah.
So.
You know what I don't like? Like how some people like tell you like your is like YHUR. Have you ever seen that? That's ugly. Like all
Yeah.
right is ALR. I don't like that either.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I like spelling everything completely out. But what's it called? Do you guys like the hot topic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this wraps it up. It's been Red,
Violet.
Doc.
Culture.
Indigo.
and we'll see you in local and global news.
Yo, what's up, KSBM family? Currently enjoying the show? Well, don't leave us just yet. We'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome back to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. It's Red.
Violet.
Doc.
Culture.
Indigo.
Hey, I like your hat in the back. Can let me see his hat? hey, I like his hat.
I like that.
So how are you guys doing today? Good?
Good. Doing good. That's
Well, welcome to Open House.
Yeah. Hi.
So for local and global news, what do we have?
All right, so for our local and global news, which also ties into sports and entertainment, we're going to be talking about Deion Sanders. He's been buzzing lately, and he's been buzzing a lot. So as most of y'all know, he's leaving Jackson State for Colorado, the University of Colorado. In case you don't know what Jackson State University is, it's an HBCU in Mississippi. He spent 3 years. He spent 3 seasons there. He went in 2020, and this past season, he coached them to a 12 and he coached their football team to a 12-0 record. And after this season concludes, he's going to be moving to the University of Colorado next year.
This
Why
is
he
horrible.
moving?
Okay, so there was some speculation in an interview that he had 3 months ago. He was saying that he would see reports that their football games were selling out, and so he's expecting to see a full packed out stadium, and the money that he was getting on his check, it didn't reflect what the sales
The sales.
of what the games were selling.
Because in his contract, he had
Yeah.
after a certain amount of people filling up the stadium, that money went to him, right?
Mm-hmm. And so because that money wasn't reflected in his paycheck.
I mean, like, they were literally having to either pay for the lights during the games or pay Deion Sanders. Like, it was that bad. Because, like, me personally, my family is a JSU family, and we would go, and, like, all the games this season have been at, like, 12-1, because they literally had to make the choice between paying for the lights or paying Deion Sanders, and they had to pay for Deion Sanders because that's what was bringing the fans and all this.
Right. If not, there would be no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think the fact that Deion Sanders was tied to JSU, I feel like that actually brought a lot of people to the university. I know it's some people I met at this conference that I went to a few months ago. They went to JSU. Some football players, volleyball. I feel like just having his name tied to your university, it really attracts you. At least a big name like his.
Oh yeah, and in any university, like wherever they go, especially if they're like really, really popular, it attracts a lot of people.
I mean, like, even his sons were playing. Like, that's how much it was. Like, that's how much it attracted.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is really gonna take a toll in JSU because of who he was, and before him they weren't really making it anyways, so this is kind of like a really big setback for JSU.
Right. And now what's going to happen whenever he leaves?
He's going to take all the players, and it's not going to look good.
I don't agree.
Yeah, it's been told that he was gonna bring some of those guys with him, and like they're gonna in case you don't know how that works, there's a such thing as the transfer portal. So the transfer portal is for athletes, honestly, just about anybody. If you're looking to transfer to another school, you can enter your name into the transfer portal. But the thing about that is there's only a certain amount of people who can get into the transfer portal at a certain amount of time. So you really want to put your name in there as soon as possible if you really want a spot at another place.
Wait, so he's taking back players?
Yeah, he's taking like, I don't know how many, but he said that he was going to take a select amount of players from the JSU team and bring them to Colorado with him.
So if he's taking, obviously, if I were like a coach, I would want to bring the best people with me.
Mm-hmm.
So that just means they'd go back to how they were in the beginning, wouldn't it?
Pretty much, just about. But I mean, you know.
I feel like, but nobody like really wins. It's like a win-lose situation because you're taking the good players, and number one, it's like, who's really gonna see? I mean, like Deshaun said. Indigo said. Violet said, like, people. She went to the games or just knows about the games, and they had to pay at 1 a.m. So now it's like all
1 p.m.
So
No, when it was sunlight,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and like I went, and like I don't know what reports about sales, like tickets being sold out, because when I went, that stadium was not packed. Whether it was the opposing team or whether it was home team, this like stadium was not full whatsoever.
Now it's barely gonna be anybody there.
And that's what Deion was talking about in that.
I mean, he's receiving praise from the staff at University of Colorado and JSU because it is a big opportunity, but he's getting a lot of backlash from people of color and people who like want him at JSU.
Yeah, because they're all like, for him to have accepted the job at an HBCU, a lot of people, considering a lot of black athletes, even just common black individuals, they're looking to go to HBCUs. Even I'm looking to go to HBCU right now, and so I feel like him leaving that environment, it kind of doesn't register well with with people of color who want
To see HBCUs
better.
win.
Yeah, they want the HBCUs to win. They want to see them succeed and whatnot. So,
but Deion Sanders, the reason because he was on the Cowboys, right? He was on something.
Cowboys, the Falcons, and the 49ers.
Yes, and what he said was basically like you would see all these recruiters go to like HBCUs and take their what was it? They take their players and then they'd bring them back to their team, which is essentially because I don't think University of Colorado is an HBCU, is it?
no.
Yeah, he's
Kinda like
essentially
It's a prep school.
So
yeah,
it's
he's
like,
taking the players from an HBCU and he's doing the exact same thing that other people are doing, which, you could see why he's getting backlash.
Yeah, and funny enough, he's actually like the way people describe him. People say that he's like one of the best recruiting coaches in college football because he kept one. There was one dude. I think it was a quarterback. He was going to sign with Florida State, which is where Deion.
You're talking about the receiver. I know.
Yeah. Deion went to Florida State, but he pitched an offer to the receiver, and so instead of going to Florida State, he signed with Jackson State, and so people are considering him, and he was one of the top players in the country, so people are really considering him one of the best recruiters.
All right, it's my turn now. All right, I don't agree with anything you guys have said. No, I'm so serious.
Wait, what?
It's all Jackson State's fault. If you guys were to do a little bit more research, Jackson State hasn't funded the football team at all. Deion Sanders funded the whole football team.
Yeah, I know.
All the banquets, everything, he's funded it all.
That came out his pocket.
And today in the morning, I was reading on ESPN, Jackson State has been funneling the ticket sales somewhere else. They're not, the ticket sales they got, they're not using it for the football team. They're pocketing it.
Yeah.
Okay, then I see why you
And
take
then
everything.
you were an NFL Hall of Famer, trying to better an HBCU. I get it. You're trying to do your part in your community, but
they're not giving back.
They're not giving back nothing. They're making him pay for everything. Like his salary was not a crazy salary. For Deion Sanders, it was not a crazy salary, and he was paying for all the banquets, all the trips, like eating out for all the players, not just a few players. And him taking out his son and that receiver out of the Jackson State, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing because you're not NFL recruiters don't look at HBCUs. Right. If we're being honest, like that's the truth. They don't look at HBCUs. They look at Bama, the SEC, the Big 12, the Big 10. They look at that. They don't look, oh, let me go here. He's trying to bring them into the spotlight where they can actually shine and get these offers and like progress as professional athletes.
No, that makes sense. Well, see, when you put it like that, okay, yeah, I'd want to leave JSU too because HBCUs aren't even on TV. Like, college football, they're not even on that. So recruiters really couldn't even see HBCUs. So it makes sense that he wants to take the players that he feels deserve it the most and need to get out there. So, yeah. I do realize, like, that's what was happening at JSU. I didn't actually realize that was okay. That's kind of bad because, like, why are you an HBCU and you're doing corrupt things?
And then a lot of people feel bad for the Colorado State players, like, oh, why are you just kicking them out pretty much? Like the quarterback, he already has a quarterback coming. He has a few receivers coming. Like, oh, why are you kicking them out? They work so hard. They're not good. For you,
right? They did not have a good record.
They're like, oh, 1-11.
1-11.
You do not deserve to be playing Division I football because there's so many people that want that spot, and you're just wasting it.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you worked hard enough for it, you should at least deserve
win a
spot.
few games. Yeah, you're not going 1-11 if you're putting your heart and soul into the game.
Yeah.
And I think Deion Sanders is going to bring that energy, bring that tenacity that team needs. He's going to go undefeated, like, regardless. He's that good of a coach. And he's going to progress his coaching and move to bigger schools, too.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully not only does he bring, like, hopefully not only does he bring positivity to the school, but positivity you get.
Yeah. But that wraps up our local and global. It's been Red,
Violet,
Doc,
Culture,
Indigo.
And we'll see you soon.
We will be right back with more great conversation. Stay tuned to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
Welcome back to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. It's Red,
Violet,
Doc,
Culture,
Indigo.
And we're on to our sports and entertainment. So what do you guys have to talk about?
Oh, we're talking about Christmas spirit.
Ooh.
We're not talking about Christmas.
What are we talking about there?
We're talking about
state tests, and should they be
yes,
mandatory?
Entertainment. Hey, my fault. But this is an important topic.
Yes, it really is because, okay, so if you think about it, what are we? Sophomores? When did we take the PSAT?
What are we, what?
We're
I'm not no
juniors. We're
sophomore.
juniors. When did we take our PSAT?
In October?
We take
October.
it.
No, when did we take it? Like recently, right?
October.
Y'all
Yeah,
took,
the PSSTs were October.
yeah, if y'all are juniors, y'all should have taken them like 2 months ago.
Yeah, okay.
I
So
just
you
said
see-
October.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. But the grade, like right now, the grades came out. The score.
grades.
I have not looked at my score because I am scared. And not only because I'm scared, it's just like I get a bunch of test anxiety. Like not just from like state tests, but but like any test in general. And so I feel like that's like one of the main reasons that I chose, like, we wanted to choose this topic, because it, like, there's a lot to it. Like,
I feel like, okay, so a lot of people mistake that what the SAT is actually for. They think it's like, oh, I'm smart, oh, I'm not as smart. But it's really everything that's on the PSAT and the SAT is everything you've already learned or should have learned in school. And it's just to see how much you would work hard in college and see if you would, like, it's to see if you would do well in school, in college studying.
Yeah. Okay, with SATs, I feel like I agree it is stuff that we learn, but we don't remember stuff if we don't keep practicing it, and then that requires a tutor.
That's what they're...
And then so, like, money goes into the SAT. That's what I think, like, why SATs maybe shouldn't really be a thing, because it all revolves around money, and if you can pay for a tutor.
Okay, so what was it that you said? You said the SAT. What about it?
Oh, I was saying, like, SATs require, like, a tutor because, yeah, it just requires a tutor.
Yes.
People do take.
And that's his
SAT.
personality.
no, but there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, back to, like, if they should be mandatory, if they should not, I feel like it doesn't rate us, but, like, it's a visual to see how good we are. Like,
Exactly.
Like, so I feel like at the end of the day, these tests are a good thing to see, like, where we are according to other people that are, like, our age. Maybe they have been taught different ways by different teachers, obviously different languages. Because I know that in Mexico, I have friends that recently came from Mexico, and they're, like, way ahead than we are. Like, in some things they are ahead than we are. And so it's just, like, compared to them, if they were to take, like, one of these state tests, it would, like, they could see the difference of where we are. So I feel like it helps measure where we are.
I agree, because in our U.S. history class, our teacher said that people who are from foreign countries, they tend to have better high schools, and the U.S., their high schools seem to be more, like, less than what foreign countries' high schools are. But he was saying that it's because they over-test us, as in they give us a lot of tests, and that can create anxiety, and then we have a lot of problems basically just taking tests, versus in foreign countries where they take like an end of the year test, but it's not severe. So I think that, like, tests in general should be, like, cut back, at least state mandatory tests.
Okay, it just clicked in my head what you said about the SAT. it was, you said that the SATs and PSATs, they contain all the material that we learn all throughout high school, and so we don't really learn, or we don't, like, what we're being taught doesn't really register in our minds unless we continually practice it, which that is the purpose of final exams. Like, we're literally getting ready to take finals next week and over the next 2 weeks. So
I forgot about that.
But, like, go ahead.
So, like, the final exams, the periodical exams that or test quizzes that we take throughout weeks or over a few weeks, those, I feel like those are kind of like our preparation. Like, just to give they call it a quiz or a test, but really it's just more practice. It's just receiving a grade on it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with, like, tests being, like, happening, like, mandatory. Like, I agree with, like, tests just in general happening, but I just don't think tests like the ACP should be as, like, we should have it, because ACPs actually don't go on your college transcripts, and so therefore it's kind of I see it as a waste of time. If schools are supposed to propel us to be in college and to be college students, then it's just like, what's the point of ACPs if it's not going to show? It's kind of like a waste of time almost.
A lot of standardized testing isn't just about the students. It's also it's about the teachers and seeing how well, because a lot, it's not all on the kids. It's also on the teachers, because, like you said, some teachers don't teach things. Some teachers teach, you know, more or less what they're not supposed. Okay, not what they're not supposed to, but they don't teach as well. And it's a lot of it. I mean, not like the SAT or anything, but a lot of it is reflected on the teachers, and unfortunately, it also, like, controls, like, if they get a raise or not. So
I think
that's why they push it so hard.
I agree, but I think they should do it in certain measures. Like, we can take tests, but it shouldn't be like counting against our final grade and affecting our final grade. It should be more like, okay, we take the test, how many teachers, like what percentage of teachers got this? It shouldn't be, oh, if you failed the test, well, it's going to count towards your final grade.
I feel like a lot of colleges see that, like your transcript and then like the ACP grades, they go on to like reflect on how you did. But at the same time, I feel like it's showing them like, oh, do you deserve a spot because you work hard enough to like, even if like, let's say your teacher wasn't good, but like, you put in the work and the effort to like learn it yourself. The college sees, oh, they put in effort. They might not know that the teacher was a bad teacher, but they like can see that you put in effort and that you work hard, and that's what colleges want in their schools.
Right. I want to say like certain schools have certain standards when it comes to letting in certain students. You know, they can't let us like an Ivy League school. They can't let a student who scored like a 1050. They can't let them in their school because they won't fit their standard. You know, these schools have certain rankings and they care about that stuff because you have to think about it like they're still trying to attract other students to come to their schools. They're trying to pitch other students, other smart students, even the ones who are not so smart. They're still trying to pitch their school to those students, and they want to do whatever it is that they can to make sure that their school remains with high stature. So
I think that I agree with SAT and ACT like being a test. Like, I definitely think we should have those. But like STAR tests and ACP, I'm a little bit like, well, should we actually have this? Because like, should we even have this? What's your thoughts on it?
Me? What's my thought on what?
Just like, do you think we should have STAR tests?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if you don't get it, you don't get it.
Oh.
And I'm just saying, like, you need that to, especially for math, you need that for the next school year. Because your math teacher is not going to sit there and repeat everything from last year.
Yeah.
So if you, okay, maybe not in high school, because in high school we don't take a lot of STAR tests, but like in elementary school and middle school, yeah. Because if you don't get that, like during elementary and middle school, it's going to be way harder to get it in high school. So that's why you need the STAR test to make sure that you're not putting someone forward that understands nothing. And, like, you know, you could fail the STAR test and then just take it in the summer. But if you fail the one in the summer, then, yeah, you're going to have to repeat it. But I'm just saying, like, there is way, like, it's not completely hard. So there is a way to pass it. You know, you just got to.
But then at one point, it's kind of confusing to me because do you realize how easy it is to pass a STAR test? Like, you have to get, like, a third of the question right.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to pass it. So I feel like they're just making these tests to almost waste time to, like, because, like, I mastered my A per STAR test because that's the last one I took. And I think I got, like, a 50. Like, I'm so serious. And I got mastery. And
Well,
so,
masters doesn't mean, like, it's a good grade. It just means for you, they weren't expecting it.
Oh.
Is that really what it means? Yes.
No,
because when you meet, what they're expecting is what you meet.
No.
Masters is like
no. You're just trying to diss me right now. Because I was about to say, nah, no way.
Yes.
No.
Because
Yes,
you have
because
to,
it
like,
goes-
read the meat.
No, because there's like a set meat and a
but there's like actual like
Approaching it.
Like, you thought you did something right there.
yeah,
You
like
really thought you did something.
they have the kind of
You
the
tried to calm down
benchmarks
for
that
me.
kind of just tell you where you are.
But, like, coming from, like, my point of view, because I know what I'm going to do after, like, high school.
What?
I'm not going to college.
What are you going to do?
I'm
A lot of
doing-
people
I'm
think
starting-
you have to, you don't.
I'm starting my own business.
Oh.
Like, I've seen, like, my family, none of them went to college.
Why didn't you go to management?
Huh?
Why didn't you go to management then?
I didn't know, like, in high school what these pathways were. But I've seen that you can make, because my goal is to make money to provide for my family,
Right.
The
provide for my
American dream.
kids, provide for my kids. And I can see that you don't have to go to school to make money. My dad came from Mexico. He was making like $300 a week. Now he owns his own company. We built a brand new 2020 house just a few years ago.
Where does your dad work?
Construction. He has his own construction company.
Yeah.
Do you need a
You don't need nothing.
And I've
No
seen
high
it-
school degree, nothing. All you need is pay a little bit of money. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot in like the immigrants that come in. Like my dad, also he came from Mexico, and right now he has his own little business. It's thriving, and he gets like a lot of calls. Like, hey, I got somebody referred me to you, and so like we see that really need college, but at the same time, it can like help you in a way with like your social skills.
I was gonna say the only reason you're gonna need college is if you're expecting to make it in like the business world, and like you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need this job. That's when you have to have like the college degrees and everything, because you know that's when they really look for like, oh, is this person this and this.
Yeah, for me personally, I'm thinking about going into real estate, but I feel like not only the radio, but a lot of like the business things are gonna help me in the future.
And then like touching back to tests, I feel like tests are just like to fluster people, because like at a certain point, like why do we need pre-cal?
Yeah, it's a way to cancel people out.
Like it's just like kind of like put people down. Like, oh, you got this grade, oh I got this grade, and you feel like it makes people feel like they're better than other people.
Yeah,
but I feel like I was saying, real estate, you have to like pass your real estate license test. I think that's what it's called, right? Or like even driving, you have to pass
certain tests are required.
Test,
yeah,
because they are required to make sure that you know what you're doing. And I feel like those are an exception because it's like everyday real life situations. Because really, when am I going to use pre-cal in the outside world?
Never. Depending on what you do.
Well, I mean, like, the thing is we're always taught it's not about being smart or useful. It's just to see how hard you'll work. Like, this is all preparing us for the real world and to see how hard we would work. It's really not about the grades or whatever. It's just to see how hard you work.
And like, I enjoy my freedom. Like, that's what I value the most out of everything. Like, I could have like chosen like a normal like 9-to-5 job over the summer, but I started like doing my own thing. I like did literally everything with my friend. It was me and my friend. His name is Mez. We were cutting grass. We were building flower gardens. We were building sheds. We were doing everything. But at the same time,
shout out Mez 2 times.
No, but at the same time, we were making every move. Every day we were outside.
I think that's the smartest
like,
thing to do.
And we still had money like to spare. Like we were enjoying what we were doing. We would just have freedom. And I feel like, not saying like college is like, oh, they're trapping you, they're trying to like put you in the system, but I just enjoy like being able to control when I work. I don't like no one telling me what to do. I enjoy just doing my own thing and actually enjoying what I do, because I want to start my own construction company, and my goal is eventually to sell it. Like just to sell it and have a big lump sum of money so I can just retire. And then so what's it called?
Let me tell them up.
Like, I know it's going to be hard at first, but yeah, that's what I want to do. And I enjoy seeing because like I don't want to sit at a computer desk and just type away the whole day, because I like seeing what I build. Like I do progress. Like I can see like what's going on.
It makes you like feel prouder of what you've done.
Throw me off.
Me? I mean, I don't know about y'all, but the one thing I do love about school is it keeps my life structured. Because me personally, I need the tests, I need the teachers, I need the like 9 to 5, because like I'm just not a very structured person, and that the like foundation from school and the 9 to 5 that school gives us, I just need it. That's the type of person I am, and I feel like that's different for other people. Like Joel, he probably doesn't need it. Like he can like do it himself, but like me, I got ADHD. I can be doing all that. I need someone to be like this, and this.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm just home alone, not doing anything, I feel trapped. I feel like I need to get out, or else I'm trapped. Like, I feel like school is a distraction. Like, not in a bad way, but it's a distraction.
Yeah, I'm feeling very distracted right now.
But like, okay, back to state test. You know, things like the SAT, the ACT, the TSI, and whatnot.
TSI. Is that a calculator?
What is the TSI? What is the TSI?
At this point.
What is a TSI?
A TSI Inspired Calculator, the Texas one.
The one we
Texas
use in
State
pre-cal.
Instrument.
Wait, why did he say you need a TSI?
No,
Because I mean, like, it kind of says.
Have you
like,
taken the TSI?
Yeah, I took it this year.
Is that actually a test?
Yes.
Wasn't that the ACT?
No, the ACT is different.
No, I didn't take that.
That's the whole test was reading, math, science, writing, and whatnot.
What is it for?
To get into college.
It's really just a benchmark, tell you how well you do in reading and writing.
And I think
that's basically what the SAT is, or what the ACT is.
And I think colleges are like trying to like think the same thing as us, because most colleges ACT, SAT, they're optional. Like you don't have to turn them in.
Like UCLA, and UCLA in 2024.
Because it's usually in the applications. Like you can, like when you're submitting
Like
an application,
A&M is
it'll
test
tell you
optional,
if
I'm
it's
pretty
optional
sure.
or not.
Yeah, like UCLA in 2024. They're not.
What does that
requiring-
mean? Well, then how do you get in?
Off
Like
your
grades.
GPA.
Off your
Grades.
GPA
Yeah.
and then your personal
Okay, well,
statement.
see, that's
Yeah.
okay.
See-
Well, see, that's when I would need testing because
Exactly.
I'm just not a grade person. Like me
Well, see,
personally.
that's
And that brings it back to like his point, saying that testing does kind of, it kind of makes people feel like they're better than others because it's like showing like, well, the one more you have, because SAT is like what I was saying. It goes back to access and money, and so I feel like the SAT, without like making it optional or like not having it at all, makes everyone on a clean level, and so there's no one up, because like you can you can have like better scores, but it's like, did you get the better scores because you had a tutor for every Saturday, or did you get the better scores
That could
because
be- that could be
of
the
your
same.
knowledge?
See, you
Sorry.
can, but okay.
I know you heard me talking.
I know.
I know you heard me talking.
All right, so it was like you said about your GPA or grades specifically.
I did not get to say that.
You kind of did.
You talked over me.
No.
Okay.
You're saying you're not a grades person. Well, more than half the time, a college or university isn't really going to look at your GPA. They're actually going to look at your SAT, your ACT. They're going to look at the transcript, and that's probably going to 9 times out of 10 that's going to be the first thing that they look at. So you really want to do well on the SAT, the ACT. That's why they inspire you, or like they try to get you to take it more than just once. Like
Wait, can I
the
say
first time
something?
I took the SAT, I got a 10-10. Like that's not bad. Like that's over half the questions, but
you're aiming for the 13, 14.
yeah, what you really want, if you really want to get into a good school, 1100, 1200, 1300, that's what you really want to shoot for.
Can I say
and so
Yeah, you go.
Y'all are really pretty. You're pretty, you know? Black excellence, you know? Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
I feel, going back to what you were saying about tests. I just
Was that
lost
it?
my
So,
train of thought.
no. Hold on. What I was going to say was you could say the same thing about grades. Like, did you have a tutor to help you with those grades? Because you could have a tutor help you with grades.
But tutoring is more accessible because your teacher can tutor you.
For that teacher, I mean, the teacher doesn't, but I'm saying, like, you can have a teacher that's, like, helps you. I'm just saying, like, you can have the same opportunities for testing. What? You can have the same opportunities that you have for testing for just, like, regular grades. Like, I could be paying someone to do my grades.
that's true. But I mean, like I said, your grades, like if you're paying somebody to do your homework, it's really you're not doing it, but somebody else is doing it, so you're really not retaining that information. So it'll reflect in your grade that you're not really learning.
Yeah, and then you're kind of like cheating yourself, because if you got accepted to that good school, you're paying all that. You're paying all that money. Let's say I cheated my way through high school. I'm going to Harvard. You're paying that Harvard money
All that
to
money
get that
just
Harvard
to fill out.
education, but your brain isn't a Harvard.
And
brain.
then on top of that, you can lose scholarships because you can't maintain your average. or your
Exactly.
GPA.
And
then I feel like this is why the test might not be that bad, because at the end of the day you could cheat your way,
in
but
grades,
it reflects on the test.
Exactly.
It reflects.
The same way you can have bad grades and on the test you're like, boom, I got this.
Yeah. So it could reflect.
So do y'all think state tests are mandatory?
Yes.
Or should be?
I think some of them should be met. Not
To an
all
extent.
of them.
I
To an
agree.
extent.
But that's been it for this segment. My name's Red,
Violet.
Doc.
Culture.
Indigo.
and that's
See y'all
it.
soon.
Yo, what's up, KSBM family? Currently enjoying the show? Well, don't leave us just yet. We'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome back to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. It's Red.
Violet.
Doc.
Culture.
Indigo.
Hola.
Hi.
Buenas tardes.
Sí.
How's your night been? It's been good. You good? Just ain't good.
There we go.
So today's topic, we're talking about Saudi Arabia and their new building. So the Prince of Saudi Arabia, he just announced the utopian linear city. So that's the name of their new building. It's supposed to be 100% clean, and the city's called Nome. I think that's how you pronounce it. But and Nome means ancient. In ancient Greek means new. And I actually encourage y'all to actually like look at it. It's like the steel glass, so it's actually cool because it's not a metaverse, but like it has like a glass and it's transparent, and everyone's gonna live inside it. So it's just like it's like a cool thing.
What's
So
a
basically,
metaverse?
what you're telling me is they're trying to build Wakanda.
Basically, it's actually basically.
Wait, is it that one like that's like really long?
Yes, it's like
Oh,
really
it's like,
long.
it's like a
and-
wall, right?
Yeah, everyone's gonna be in it.
I don't know about
They're
that.
trying to build a wall.
No, not
Build
a
that
wall, a building that is like.
What is a metaverse?
No, like it's like a
an imaginary perfect.
A utopia.
yeah, a utopia.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
but I feel like this utopia will have a lot of flaws. Not. Sorry. Can you see me? Okay. I feel like it will have not. Maybe they find a way to like not make it have a bunch of flaws, but I think there will still be flaws. And if you guys like look, let's say they're movies. There's movies. I remember 8th grade. My teacher put this movie on for us. It was like a utopia, but at the end of the day, they had everything like controlling. Like if somebody wanted to escape, dead, gone. So I feel like there's like dark parts in a utopia
Yeah,
that
and
could
see-
have like.
Yeah,
a
it's supposed to be a
really-
project of like controlling humanity and using technology to make it better. However, we already know like technology, what it can do, like we discussed in the previous part. So a utopia might be a dystopia.
I kind of just. I'm sorry when you said they were gonna build a transparent fortress around it. It just it's something about that visual. It's like Wakanda, bro. Like what?
Yeah.
Like they're really trying to make this a real thing.
Even
And
Wakanda
it's
has
so-
problems though.
But I mean,
Yeah.
You can't fix everything with like this perfect world. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
there is no such thing
There
as
will
perfect.
always
There's
be
no-
problems.
there
Yeah,
are
and
no
there will
perfect
always
people.
be problems.
So
Yeah.
somebody's going to do something that somebody does not like, and so eventually it's going to cause chaos. Eventually the city is likely to fall apart.
Yeah, and I'm
Like,
wondering like how are y'all gonna have everybody live there? Because they're trying to have everyone live in it. It's like a box.
Is it big
It's
enough to have everybody living
It's
in
supposed to be
it?
really big. It's
like
like
500
exactly
years
what you
long.
said, like
Yeah.
Wakanda. But it's like I just want to know like how are they gonna fit everybody?
Yeah.
I want to know how there's not going to be one person that's like, oh, I don't want to be controlled like this.
Yeah.
You know? Because
Yeah,
like,
there's always
humans
like that
aren't-
one person.
yeah, humans aren't meant to be controlled.
It-
So
okay, this is so
You can't
random,
control them.
but
Y'all
why
see
does
that
it
with
like
Kanye.
remind me of Zootopia?
Oh, because like the animals like
Yeah.
split up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like divided.
but at the
I
end
never
of
liked
the
that movie.
So
you didn't
like
like the fox
was it no? It
Zootopia?
was a sheep. She was corrupt.
because she was little. She
And then
was
she
trying
was
to
blaming it on the
constipate. I
predator.
mean,
Yeah, she had trauma.
This is a
when
lot
she
about
was little.
society.
I know, but it's just like
These
I feel like
answers.
what's that word when you want to like show something else because you're so like, so they're like when you're-
Projecting?
No, when you're trying to, like, oh, I'm sure I'm gonna try and do something else.
Oh, they got little man syndrome.
Yeah, that's what that sheep had.
Like I think she was like trying to feel like a role. Like I never liked the sheep.
Yeah.
I didn't like that movie in general.
The little sheep was so cute.
She was sketchy.
She liked
She
the
was-
yeah,
rabbit.
she was really sketchy.
She's a little too nice.
She wanted to be the lion.
She wanted to be the predator.
She wanted to be big
But
Yeah.
that's kind of silly though. She wanted to be the predator, but then she hated on the predators.
because she wanted to be
Because
the
she
predator.
couldn't be one.
that makes
So she got mad. But it's just a life cycle, like the food chain. Food chain. So I'm so sorry. So yeah.
It was basically like I feel like it's based off of just jealousy. The movie was basically about just jealousy and corruption and higher power.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's gonna happen
That's
here.
That's probably gonna happen here. Somebody is going to rebel,
Yeah.
and not just somebody, but there's gonna be people with them, joining them, and it's
Yeah.
just gonna be like this big.
And especially
mess.
it's in a compact area, so it's like that thing they have to make it extremely big.
it's gonna have to be insanely big.
Yeah.
How about the crime?
Oh,
Right.
right.
That's the point of Utopia.
That was a concern that I really had. Like I was just wondering, like, if you commit a crime, because this city is supposed to be perfect. So like,
We'll show this.
if the city's supposed to be perfect, if you commit a crime, what's gonna happen to you? Are they gonna straightforward give you the death penalty?
Yeah.
Like,
And then it's
what
like,
are they gonna do to them?
and it's like when you do commit a crime, like where are you gonna go? Are there jails
jail.
in there, or are there jails outside of there?
Yeah.
Do you know if they, like,
because
given,
they're expecting? Oh my bad.
No, go ahead.
They're expecting a perfect city, so I'm guessing like they're probably not gonna expect any crime to happen. Like
People don't want perfect.
I feel like, yeah,
Perfectionist.
if they
Violence.
know that
I crave violence, mother.
Me too.
Sorry.
I feel like
no, you got it.
I feel like them wanting a perfect place is just like the downfall of this, and so they know there's gonna be some sort of like crime, some sort of bad. So I'm pretty sure like they're planning something for that, because obviously why would they like make this and not be prepared? You know?
right.
And then it's like I'm kind of skeptical, and actually like people who go to jail, like, are you gonna remove them because they still have all the land that's surrounding them?
Yeah.
So are you gonna ship them off to whatever and just torture them or something?
That's scary.
Yeah,
that's
that
like
is.
actually right. So like, let's say somebody doesn't want to live there. Let's say they escape.
Yeah.
They have all this land to go because everybody else is there. So they probably won't get found.
I know they're supposed to build it in like a sub province of Saudi Arabia, but like I kind of just want to know, like, are they like, what are they gonna do with the rest? Because they're talking, if everybody's supposed to live there, that means like the entire population, like, or just about the entire population is supposed to fit in this one box.
Of Saudi
So
Arabia?
like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
have,
so
like,
like, are
a
they gonna
estimate
build
of
it
how big
all around Saudi Arabia?
Like that's weird because like it's kind of like they're trying to control people. Like I will, like, someone can say I will walk out right now. And I don't care because like, let's say the slight inconvenience, like, oh, I need to use the bathroom. They can be like, I will walk out right now if you don't let me use the bathroom. Like, how crazy is that? Like, people will say that. Like it drives you insane because like the government is trying to control you into like doing like your basic needs. But in reality, everyone has the freedom of will. They can do whatever they want.
And they can't get in trouble.
Exactly, they can't get in trouble because all they have to do is go use the bathroom. But in reality, they're not gonna let them go tinkle. Like, what if someone needs to go tinkle and they can't go? Like, like the government is expecting them not to walk out, and like they're not afraid of the consequences at this point because their necessities are greater than the consequences. So like, I'm very inspired by them. Like,
This is like a way that they take away like some of their rights.
Yeah, and it's
like,
just
that's
like,
what it is. Because they're so controlling that they're like, oh no, you're
Very
gonna
controlling.
be here and you can't do anything.
and like I think they're just trying to gain more power, and they
Yeah.
feel very powerful whenever they control the people. Like, it's so
Yeah.
crazy.
my thing is, how are you gonna get the homes? Because there's homes inside of it. So like, are you gonna pre-order it? Like,
Build them.
I know, but like, how are you gonna get your home?
Okay, wait.
Build them.
If they're
Order the home
creating
off
new
Amazon.
homes, new homes in there, what are happening to the old homes? Are they just gonna stay there abandoned?
Or they could possibly, like, if you get if you do something as a crime, you're out, you're kicked out. Go to old homes.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of creepy. Like, they're getting too creative. They got too much time on their hands. Like, why are you building a city like this? Just be normal. Just like build a normal city. Like, I feel like I don't get it. Like, why are you trying to build this city for everyone?
Because they don't want to be like America.
No,
Like-
but at the end of the day, there will always be issues. No matter if they want to create this perfect place, the issues will always come.
I feel like it's a way to have everyone under your palm. I think that's literally what it's supposed to be.
I get the idea of futurism and wanting to progress, but I feel like we said earlier on the show, it's not always a good idea to progress. And I feel like this is really one of those kinds of situations where you just don't need to progress. Like Saudi Arabia, quite honestly, Saudi Arabia is a beautiful city as it is.
It is.
So
Have you been there?
I haven't, but I've
From
seen
what we've
plenty
Wait,
of
is that
pictures.
one of the cities where like you have to be wrapped up? Like women have to be wrapped
I
up?
don't think you're allowed to say that.
Oh, sorry. sorry.
But I mean,
From Google,
Arabia.
the pictures look nice from Saudi
Yeah, I
Arabia.
feel
I've
like
never
the
been,
places
but the
and,
pictures
like,
on
these
Google.
Big. Wait, that's the places where they're like big.
I don't know if you can say that.
the
No,
big
the
tower.
big
I don't know if you
towers.
can say
like,
that.
yeah. So. they're
Can you say
rich,
that?
huh?
That's a really
Like
big
Dubai?
place, man.
Oh, I'm
That's
thinking about
really
Dubai,
Dubai.
but wrong place. But yeah, I mean, Jeez, if they have like the resources.
Jesus, that's
And
like
when they
that,
say
it would be
linear,
nice.
it's funny because when they say linear city, it's literally a line.
What's a linear?
Line.
Oh.
Boy. So
Line.
you mean to tell me these people are gonna live in a line?
Yes,
Yes.
it's supposed to be a line.
Like, I don't like.
a line.
a line.
So like okay, imagine it like this. Look, like it's this wide. There's houses above you, below you, and like you're just the city goes on for miles, but just that way.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you think? Okay, let's say they're like
gonna have to
stuck
write
in a
elevators.
box. Do you think they'll let them out? Like, what
No.
about their fresh air? We need
Wait, is that
vitamin C. Vitamin C is from the sun, right?
That's
Or is it
actually-
vitamin D?
You know what? That's
All the
actually really
All the health concerns.
yeah, that's actually really concerning
Yeah.
because if they're inside of a box, what if somebody pollutes the air?
Hey, shout out
now,
Shout out Mez.
now y'all in trouble. Now the air is completely messed up, and y'all gotta constantly breathe that in.
Yeah, and they're gonna make artificial light.
gonna
Like,
die.
what are they gonna do?
Hey, shout out Mesmer. Hey, Mesmer Smith, big shout out on KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. Hey, shout out. Actually, you want to do a cameo real quick? Hey, come over here.
Okay.
Hey,
Anyway.
Gomez.
hey, open it.
Gomez.
Open it, Dwight. Open it. Don't listen to him.
If we get in trouble, it's your fault.
Anyways, so more about Saudi Arabia. I have a question. Is it gonna be
See,
like?
look, this is why the government's so
Is it,
controlling.
is it gonna be like in a box?
All right, let me
Not
go
a
back
box, but like
No.
think
Like, what is it
of
gonna be in a box?
a rectangular box.
You know what? I feel like knowing
I just don't.
government always wants to be more comfortable. So what if like they do this? I don't know. Have you guys watched Alice in Borderland?
No.
Borderland?
No.
Okay, well, it's technically like they get their people, the citizens, to play this game, and at the end of the day, the rich people, the people that are in power, are the ones that are watching them. And so these games are like extreme, like gone. Like somebody can like die because of the games. But anyways, so. Is that like what they're doing? Are they like gonna be like watching them constantly, or are they
I feel
also
like they're
going to
gonna
be
do
part
that.
of
They
that
might
like
be.
community? Like they're stuck in the box with them too.
Yeah,
Because
honestly.
it'd be unfair if they're not stuck in the box with them. Like either you're with us or you're not.
Exactly, because some people are stuck in the box and the other people are outside of the line enjoying their time. Like,
I
and then the
was-
people from inside of this box are just seeing the other people laugh and have so much
Yeah,
fun.
they're going through so much pain.
And while the people inside the box are just like, oh, I wish I was outside and I could tinkle. Like,
living the
but
same life every day, dog.
exactly,
It's gonna
like,
start a war. It's
It's
literally
gonna
gonna
be-
start a
yeah,
war.
yeah.
Like some people are like starting to rebel and stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
people want in and people want out.
And
That's
Saudi
what's
Arabia is
more.
a city that I wanted to go to too.
Yeah.
Like I just want to know how long this will last.
How long? Yeah.
Like how long can they keep that going without something?
I feel like
Just
there's. Yeah.
And then it's like their only air access is because they have like a little slit. It's literally like an Amazon box.
So it's
like,
gel,
Pretty much.
Basically.
but it's happy
Just-
gel.
like they have an open hole, like the roof, it's split into two and it's open.
It's like
a
a heaven
a
gel.
fashionably designed jail.
Yeah.
That is that.
When is this planned to? When do they hope this is like?
Taking place. Like when are
Um,
they establishing it?
It didn't have like a date on it yet, but
It's
it's
just
gonna
a
be
hope.
like future.
So when did this come up?
Oh, it came over like hold on, I think in November. No, not November. It came up sometime last year. Like there was an idea.
Oh, it was an idea.
It was an
and so now,
idea,
like, they're actually,
but
like,
they're
thinking
actually
about
like
it.
making like pictures of it. You know, like
Designs. Yeah.
like designs of it.
Yeah, like drawing architectures.
It actually looks very cool, but I would not want to live in it.
So what do you guys think about it? Like how do y'all think this?
I
is
wouldn't
gonna go?
want to live in it unless I was living at the top.
I think it sounds interesting, but living in there, being part of that society that's like stuck in there,
Yeah.
not knowing what the government is thinking or planning for us, it's just kind of scary.
I would go. I'm down. Send me there.
I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a very experimental person. I might just try it out. Like
Yeah, like vacation there?
Like maybe just one.
How are
time.
you? You still have the same haircut.
what? All right, but that wraps up this segment. It's been Red.
Violet.
Doc?
Culture.
Indigo.
Yo, what's up, KSBM family? Currently enjoying the show? But don't leave us just yet. We'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome back to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. It's Red.
Violet.
Doc?
Culture.
Indigo.
So today, our final segment, Introduce us.
All right, so guys, recent studies have reported that some Harvard and Yale students have they were doing some experiments on some chicken embryos, and so they were doing enough experimenting that they cracked the first invention of an actual chicken dinosaur, or chickenosaurus as they like to call it.
Chickenosaurus.
It really came about because the research proved that birds in some fashion could eventually become dinosaurs due to their endless selection of beaks, and the way that their beaks curve, or the way that their beaks stick out. The research proved that eventually, somehow, through evolution, it was going to happen.
I feel like, but no, personally, me, I were thinking, oh, they evolved into something. I think lizards probably like the closest thing to evolving into a dinosaur. But a chicken?
Is it organic?
But that's the thing. They're not born chickens. They're like the
man-made chickens?
Like fabricated.
I say like
they're hatchulated.
Because I mean, it's an embryo. It's like a little compact little space with the foundation of what a chicken is made of.
I wonder, like, what's the point of bringing back dinosaurs?
Like, I feel like we're running out of things to do.
Because humans don't have anything else to do, so they're trying to destroy. Because why would you want to bring back?
Like, how about we solve world hunger?
That's impossible.
Solve race issues.
Like, we got the metaverse, we got all this, but there's still people starving in the world.
Well, that's
because
it's not just about let's feed them. You have to start growing. You have to start a foundation with that, growing trees and stuff.
You see, going back to where you said, or you asked what was the purpose. The initial objective was just to understand the molecular foundations of, because they call this a crucial evolutionary shift, right? And so they were just trying to figure out how that would, the molecular structure of the beak of a chicken, or the beak of an owl, or the beak of a regular bird, a flamingo or something, could relate to that of a dinosaur.
What? So this all just started because of big shapes and sizes?
Because somebody decided that they wanted to be sciencey one day.
Be science.
Be science.
I just feel like, no, because they were doing the same thing with other animals too, mammals. Not mammals. You know the thing from Ice Age? What's that thing called?
A sloth.
No.
The mammoth.
The mammoth. Yeah, they're trying to bring mammoth back.
They're trying to unfreeze one, right?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, they're trying to bring it back, and it's. I think they're just trying to get rid of. Never mind.
Yeah, my question is, why are they bringing back
really
dangerous
I feel
animals?
they're just causing problems.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the plan. But it just so happened that this is what the result of the experiment was. So it's crazy that we could get a real life Jurassic Park someday.
I'm not trying to be in by.
We get stumped on.
We're gone.
Yes.
We're goners. But I don't know. What were they thinking? That's my question. And I'm still I'm trying to wrap my head around how they could think that a dinosaur evolves from a chicken.
Yeah.
Actually, it's very common.
No, but okay, so dinosaurs lay eggs. From what I watched,
like
the
chickens.
dinosaurs. Yeah.
What I watched.
Okay, but reptiles do too.
No,
snakes.
They want to bring those back too, but it's.
Okay.
And so
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaur trade. They came from eggs. So
it's easier to use a chicken because it already has the wings.
Maybe also because we know about chicken, we literally eat their eggs. Okay.
I'm a vegetarian.
Okay. But we are surrounded more of chickens than of lizards and reptiles and dinosaurs. So I feel I get where they came from.
This is off topic, well, kind of, but it's they really turn a chicken nugget name into reality.
Dino chicken?
Yeah, have you had those?
Yes, the dinosaur chicken nuggets shaped.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
Unpopular opinion, I eat them with ranch.
What?
I eat everything.
Oh,
Anyway,
No, I eat chicken nuggets with barbecue sauce.
It's so good.
Okay, I can eat chicken nuggets with barbecue sauce.
I love chicken nuggets with barbecue.
how do you eat chicken nuggets?
Pray for time.
With ranch? Hey. Yeah.
All right.
No,
Got
but
it.
Yeah.
the Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets.
With their barbecue sauce.
Red, what do you think about these dino chickens?
See,
The
like,
chicken
in
sauce.
reality, like at this point, like I'm just like tired of all this technology. Like I wish we could go back to like, are dinosaurs even real? Listen. They
We've
were,
actually never seen. I mean,
like they're so big and like so powerful. They got taken out by like a little tiny space rock. How do we know if that was real?
A meteorite is not a tiny little space right.
But like in reality, like how they all die? There has to be a few alive. Like how do cockroaches like survive all these like all these terrains? But you're telling me a T-Rex
Have
can't?
no
T-Rex.
spines.
Yeah, they get like
But a T-Rex got a bigger, stronger spine.
All right, guys.
Got
Well,
this.
it's been real.
been real
Don't
crazy.
forget to listen to us at KSBM Radio on Facebook. It's Doc.
Culture.
Violet.
Hey, hold up. Twitter at KSBM_TVT. Instagram
at
KSBM Radio dot TVT. And then you're already watching us on Twitch. And if you guys missed any of the social medias, they're here down below. And that wraps it up. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
My radio station.
We hope you enjoy